Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sammy and I'm starting a fashion brand in 2026. So in my 1 month update, I mentioned that I had found a production space in Lagos and I had signed it for a year. And I was so excited. It was a huge milestone for me. And it was actually evidence that I was making things happen. I wasn't just talking about starting a clothing line, but I was actually starting a clothing line. And I was so excited to get to work with my production facility in Lagos. But I've encountered a lot of issues and it's made me rethink producing in Lagos. So the main reason I actually wanted to produce in Lagos was because the craftsmanship is so amazing and I really wanted to invest in my country. I wanted to be able to provide jobs for people and really invest in their growth. So my auntie is also a fashion designer and she has her own space where she has her tailors and they produce her garments for her. So I was going to test my tailors at that space before I got my production facility up and running. So I was looking for particular skills. I wanted tailors to be able to make corsets. I wanted them to know particular terms like bias cut. I wanted them to know how to do a French seam. I found that a lot of tailors had some of these skill sets, but they didn't have all of them. And I was actually okay with that. I didn't mind investing in tailors. That was the first indication for me where I thought, maybe I should kind of switch gears here and not produce in Lagos. Although I knew it wouldn't be straightforward, I didn't think it would be this difficult to find tailors. I thought tailors were in abundance in Lagos, and they are, but finding a good tailor that has a good attitude is actually quite hard to find. So I continued interviewing and testing tailors. I found that what they were able to produce and the standards that I was expecting, there was a gap. The fit was off, the threads were messy, it wasn't to the standard that I was expecting and I wanted. I remember someone saying to me that the tailors I'm looking for are probably hired and the ones that are available are probably the ones that don't have the skill sets you're looking for. And that's when the penny dropped. If I had known that great tailors weren't in abundance, I probably would have changed my strategy, especially now knowing that if I wanted a good tailor, I would have had to poach a tailor. But in hindsight, I definitely would have thought about my strategy a lot more. So shortly after interviewing and testing a few tailors, I actually found my production facility and I was so excited. It was a long and strenuous journey. It was so hard to find a space that was actually conducive, that had electricity, that was secure. And I finally found somewhere. That was evidence to me that I was actually on the right track, that I should continue with Lagos. Although I had at the back of my mind whether or not I would find a suitable tailor, I didn't want that to stop me. I just continued. And although that production space was amazing, it was lacking something so critical, which would actually be the main blocker as to why I don't think I can produce in Lagos. And that is the production space didn't come with any accommodation. So I took my Western mindset into this and I thought to myself, people have jobs have offices, and you commute to that office. And that is what I thought the tailors would do. They would commute simply to the production space. That was very naive of me. I knew that people offered accommodation with jobs. However, I didn't know it would be such a massive blocker if I didn't have one. I thought some people have it and some people don't. And I found that their attitude would change when they found out that this job didn't come with accommodation. Because I already had the mindset that not all these tailors will have the necessary skills that are required, invest in them and train them, pay for different courses. They weren't even willing to take the job because they didn't have accommodation. So then I switched gears and I thought, okay, maybe I should find a production space with accommodation or I should just get accommodation separately. I thought to myself, am I going to invest more money in this to get accommodation without any guarantee that I'll find a tailor that has the skills and attitude that I'm looking for? And that's when I thought maybe I should explore different options. Maybe Lagos isn't the place I'm going to produce my garments. And also I found that in the short space of time I was working in Lagos, that things were just really slow. And I have a project management background and I work in a very fast-paced environment. So I'm not used to things lagging and dragging. And that's just what I found working in Lagos was like. I need things to happen. I need things to move. And things weren't moving as fast as I would have liked. So what am I going to do next? Fortunately, I have contacts in China and London. From all the research I was doing before, going to look to produce either in one of those regions and still continue this journey of building by grace. Although I was disappointed with what I found when it came to producing in Lagos and feeling like I had wasted time, wasted money, that hasn't discouraged me and that hasn't made me rethink building by grace at all. Building in public means that mistakes are being made in real time, but I would rather fail now and fail early than invest more money into something that's not clearly working and just adapt and switch gears. I wouldn't say I didn't calculate this risk at all. I did, but I think I was naive to the fact as to how hard it was to find tailors. But when it came to putting money down for the production space, I knew that I was able to recoup it if I found another tenant, and it was a risk I was willing to take. So I'm really excited for you to continue on this journey with me, and I'll see you in my next video. Until next time, bye guys. Is it a production facility or is it just like production space? Production, I think you can say production facility. I think it's a small production facility. It's not like a big product. Yeah.